Hey everyone, welcome back to Blobinati Cuber. I'm going to be starting a new series where I go in detail on the ECP method that me and my team invented for the method development competition in January of 2021. This tutorial is going to be aimed for beginners though, so I will be teaching pretty much all of the concepts. This first part in the series is going to be about EOFace and COES, which are the first two steps of the ECP method. So, step 1 of ECP method is EOFace. So, EO stands for edge orientation. And if you already know how to do that and what that is, then skip to this time in the video. So, ECP is a rotationless method, meaning that you will not have to rotate the cube. This means that we're going to hold a fixed color scheme. So, mine is always white on top and green in front. And I'm never going to rotate the cube ever. So, white top and green front always. The first thing we have to do is identify which edges are the bad edges. So each edge has a key sticker depending on where it is. For edges that belong in the U or D layer, their key sticker is the U or D layer color. So that means white or yellow. So this edge, which one is the key sticker? It's the yellow one. So it's here. And for these two and these two edges, their key sticker is the front center color and the back center color, so green or blue. But don't get confused with pieces with both green and blue or white and yellow, because if it has yellow on it, that means that the key sticker is yellow because it's the bottom or top one. So now an edge is considered to be good if its key sticker is, if it's in the U layer facing upwards, in the D layer facing downwards, or here facing towards us, or here facing away from us. So an edge is good if its key stickers are in that location. Otherwise, it's bad. So I always start with checking the bottom face. So I look at this bottom face and I see this yellow-blue flipped in place. So its key sticker is facing here, but it's on the bottom, so it should be facing downwards. So this one is bad. This one is good because its key sticker, which belongs on the U face, is facing up or down, so that's good. This one is bad because it has a side color facing down instead of the front or back color facing down. So we have two bad edges on the bottom. This one is good because the up or down color is facing up or down. So I put my fingers on those to visually remember where those are. Now I look at these two. This one's bad because the key sticker is facing towards the left. This one's also bad because the key sticker is facing towards the left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I do the top and back. This one's bad because the key sticker is not facing upwards. Same with this one, this one. This one's fine. And then this one is bad because the key sticker is facing to the left, which is bad. And there should always be an even number of bad edges. So if you got like 5 bad edges or 7, something's wrong and you probably missed one. We're going to fix bad edges with F moves. So let's look at a solved cube and see what an F move does. So now that I've done this F move, you'll see that all of these edges have become bad. So it switches whether these edges are bad or good. So now that they're all bad, now they're all good, now they're all bad, and now they're all good. So we can use an F move to switch them. So now that we know that you can use an F or B move to switch 4 of them at the same time on the front or back layers, let's do that. So we need to get 4 of them to these spots. So this one's bad, so that's okay. This one's bad, and this one's actually good. So we need to move a bad one into this spot without F or B moves. So here's a bad one, so we could just simply do a D move, and now we have 4 bad ones on the front face. And of course, doing an F move now makes all of these into good edges. Okay, so that's all great. So now let's find the other ones. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have these two and these two bad edges. So let's get them all into the B face since they're closer. So this one's over here, and then this one we're going to put on the D of the B face, so like here and here. And now I just need these 2 spots. So here are our other 2 bad edges because the key stickers are facing to the side, which is bad. So we have these 2 spots, so we're going to put this one in this spot, and then this one in this spot. And now, all these bad edges are on the B face, so just do a B move, and all of your edges should be oriented. Good job! You have successfully done edge orientation. Now, you may be wondering, well, what if I only have 2 bad edges? Well, I'll show you the answer now. You put one of them into the front face, and one of them like into the U layer, not on the front face. So here, here, or here. Next, you do an F move that brings this into the top layer, and then put the other one into its position, and then undo the front move. I actually don't know why that works. It kind of just does. So let me show you another example just for fun. So here all our edges are oriented except for these two. So we have to move one into the U layer, not on the front face, and the other one into one of these two spots. So I guess I'll just, and now the same thing applies as before. So an F move that brings this to the U layer, put the other one in its spot, and then undo the F move. And that's how you fix two bad edges. So if you get 6, you can do 4 and then 2. You can also do 3 and then 3, but that's a whole other advanced concept, so yeah. So now that your cube has edge orientation completed, you're going to want to build the face, so EOFace. So really that's just a color on the D layer. You don't have to worry about making like the pieces match with their centers. It's just building a color. So for here, we can do some block building moves, and make sure not to use F or B moves because that will ruin the edge orientation that you did earlier. So I'm going to move this up with an L move, attach this, and bring that back down, and now we have this shape. And now we could insert a corner here, so this one, just insert that corner, and now we have a big rectangle, and now these two are already attached, so I'll put those in, and we just need to insert this corner into this spot. So we can do that with U2, then insert like that. And that is EOFace done. So that's what it looks like. Edge orientation is completed, and we have a color on the bottom layer. And finally, in the first part of this series, I will be explaining what COES is. So COES is the second step of ECP after you do EOFace. It stands for Corner Orientation and Edge Separation. Corner orientation is pretty simple. We will orient the U-layer corners, and at the same time, in one algorithm, we will separate the edges, which means getting the E-layer edges into the E layer and getting U-layer edges into the U layer. So that would look something like this. So we actually have generated all of the algorithms, and actually over 60% of them are all 2-gen RU moves, which makes for some really fast executions. However, there is one big downside to this set, and that is that the edges can be anywhere in the E layer, which means for a high algorithm count. But we found a kind of way to reduce this by doing what we call an AES, which stands for Adjust E-Slice. So I don't actually know all of the cases, but let's just say for this case, it swaps these two edges, so I have to find a way to get this edge to this spot. So I have to do an E2 to put this here, and I have to find some way to move this to this spot. Now you could do like R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, but there's actually a way better way. We're going to be using these E layer 3 cycles. So this piece is going to go to here, this piece is going to go to here, and this piece is going to go to there. So that's the clockwise swap. So the algorithm for that is R2, E prime, R2, E, and that'll swap these 3 clockwise. And then to swap them anti-clockwise, so this way, we're going to do E prime, R2, E, R2. So it's kind of just like a U-perm, but with these 3, so this to here, this to here, and this to here. So in this video, I will actually be teaching you how to do this in 2 steps. So instead of 111 algorithms, it's like 13 or something, which isn't that bad. So you probably already know these if you use CFOP. These are just OCLLs, which just orient the corners without disrupting the edges. So this is one is called a soon. So this one goes R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Most people already know that, so I'll just be teaching the second look. So after doing corner orientation, we're going to do edge separation in one algorithm. So the first case we'll be looking at here is the case where there is one edge in the U layer in the E layer and one edge from the E layer in the U layer. So it's just like a single swap. So for this, I actually learned the one where this one is here and this one is here just because they're so common and very fast to execute. So you want to put this one on the top, on the left, and this one either here or here. And then all you do is you bring whichever one it is here downwards, and then it's S, U2, S prime, U2, and then undo the first move you did, so either this or that. For me, it's that. So here's the other case, it's in the back. So in this case, I bring it down with an R move, and then S prime, S prime U2 S, U2, and then undo. So yeah, that's the first case. So if you have two adjacent E layer edges in the U layer, then the ones that they're going to swap with need to be here. So we actually need to do a 3 cycle to put this one here and this one here. So that's going to be this algorithm. Oh wait, nope. That's going to be, right, because it's the clockwise one, so it's this one. Oops. So now that they're both here, we're going to put these here, and then here's the algorithm. And that should do that. That algorithm is just a setup, move, and cancellation into the RUH perm, which is actually a very cool algorithm, and I can do it pretty fast. And if you have two edges that are opposite that need to go into the E layer, then you're going to want the U layer edges in the E layer here. So we're going to do this one, put that one there, and then here's the algorithm for this one. And if you have 3 E layer edges in the U layer, put them in this sort of like arrow shape pointing this way. And then the one that's solved is back here, so the other 3 are going to be here. And the algorithm goes like this. And finally, if you have all 4 edges that need to swap, this is probably the worst case, but there's actually a good algorithm for this. So 4 edges go like this. And yeah, that's COES done. Yay. Thanks everyone for watching this part 1 of this series. I'll see you in part 2 where I discuss step 3 of the ECP method and all of its variants. Yeah, thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in part 2.